What on earth are you on about?
No. Not for 1 minute.
Your own sexuality seems a bit more ambiguous. Do you find it hard for celebrities to talk to?
Depends if you got me in the early days or the darker ones.
Well, the darker ones sound a bit terrifying, frankly.
Yeah.
Which would be the most fun one to recount?
I can't remember, to be honest, because a lot of it's blackout, isn't it?
So you would black out?
No one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
Tom Hardy has played Bane, Venom, and both Kray twins, but put a microphone in front of him, and he stops performing completely.
Johnny! Tom, come on down! No, we got a milk jar.
Late.
Often.
But
But not always.
I'm happy, I think.
Good.
Yeah, and grateful. Very grateful to be alive and to be privileged.
Oh dear.
Can't stand him. I'm doing it for the telly.
Pretty annoying way.
Numpty can also up the ante in a violent predicament, because if you call a very big person a numpty, you are really pushing the remit.
Is he, what's it, ex-police dog now, is he?
No, I'll have none of that, mate. Was that us in Pride and Prejudice? No, I didn't actually get an audition. I was told categorically that... We've already discussed the conversation about what the story is 18 months in advance, so by the time we get to the floor, there's not much need for improvisation as much as trimmings, details.
Ended up on screen because you realize these men actually did this. And within the context of...
I'm from Norway, so...
Are you? Yeah, my mom's from Norway.
Some actors treat every interview like a show. Tom Hardy treats most of them like a chore.
You really answered those super thoroughly and really fast. You have to turn it around and feature it to the camera.
The man's movie question.
The question has been asked also 3,000 times, so make that 3001, Mr. Hardy.
In May of 2015, Tom Hardy sat on a press panel at the Cannes Film Festival to promote Mad Max: Fury Road.
When you don't have dialogue and you're making little bits of movie, it's like a mosaic art. And you don't know where all the bits are going to go. It's very difficult. And then I always say if it was diving in the Olympics, it would be the highest degree of difficulty dive.
Beside him were Charlize Theron, Nicholas Hoult, and director George Miller.
Kind of qualms about taking up the Mad Max character?
You mean taking over the role from Mel?
Yes.
Yeah. Initially, I was super jubilant and really excited to land the part.
About 10 minutes into the questions, a film critic from the Toronto Star stood up with something that sounded less like a question and more like a complaint.
I have a question for Tom Hardy. Tom, I'll preface my remarks by saying that I have 5 sisters, a wife, a daughter, and a mother, so I know what it's like to be outgunned by estrogen.
He asked Hardy something that made the whole room go still. He wanted to know if Hardy had ever read the Fury Road script and thought, why are all these women in here? He said he thought this was supposed to be a man's movie.
But I just wanted to ask you, as you were reading the script, did you ever think, why are all these women in here? I thought this was supposed to be a man's movie.
Hardy did not answer right away. He just looked at the guy. A long pause. Then one word.
No. Not for 1 minute.
He let it sit there for a second, then added 4 more words.
That's kind of obvious.
The audience burst into applause. Charlize Theron could be heard next to him saying, "Good for you." Hardy did not raise his voice once. He did not lecture the guy or make a scene. He just shut the entire question down flat, in 2 sentences, and then moved on like it never happened.
But but also in reference to the concept of having a script, that would have been nice as well. So that was also that was more of a concern to me.
The Toronto sexuality question. In September of 2015, Tom Hardy was in Toronto promoting Legend, the film where he played both Kray twins, Ronnie and Reggie, in the same scenes. Ronnie's sexuality is a major part of that story, and that gave one reporter an opening he decided to take. A journalist from a Toronto LGBT publication called Daily Extra stood up and asked Hardy directly about his own sexuality, describing it as ambiguous.
For Tom Hardy, in the film, your character Ronnie is very open about his sexuality, but given interviews you've done in the past, your own sexuality seems a bit more ambiguous.
Hardy's expression changed instantly.
Do you find it hard for celebrities to talk to media about their sexuality?
He looked at the man like he had never heard anything so strange in his entire life and shot back with,
What on earth are you on about?
The reporter did not back off. He brought up an old 2008 interview where Hardy had talked about relationships from his past. Hardy cut him off again and said,
I was referring to an interview given to Attitude magazine a few years ago.
But what is your question?
When the reporter repeated himself, asking a very similar question again, Hardy said flatly that no, and turned the question straight back at him.
I was wondering if you find it difficult for celebrities to talk about their sexuality.
I don't find it difficult for celebrities to talk about their sexuality. Are you asking me about my sexuality?
The reporter hesitated. The tension peaks when the reporter stumbles, eventually forced to acknowledge the inquiry directly. Hardy's blunt, one-word response, Kray, shuts down the conversation entirely, effectively ending the exchange.
Why? Thank you.
Okay.
The Barry Island shutdown. In 2025, Tom Hardy sat down with the Chris Moyles Show on Radio X to promote Havoc and Mobland. He told the hosts he was a huge fan of the show, and the conversation immediately settled into an easy, playful rhythm.
To Hardy. So anyway, we started talking about the film. This is Havoc, yeah, the interview begins. Tom, lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you too.
Congratulations on Havoc.
Oh, he's a bit off mic. Why did you ask him to get closer to the mic? Get closer to the mic, Tom.
Yeah.
Close to the mic. No, that's as close as I'm getting.
The teasing kept going for a while, and Hardy played along without trying to dominate the room. It felt less like a press interview and more like friends joking around on air.
Yeah. Tom, lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you too.
Congratulations on Havoc, which I watched about 3 hours ago. It's one of the best opening scenes I can remember.
That relaxed atmosphere is what made the next topic land so well. Nobody expected the conversation to drift toward a random rumor that had been floating around online.
So on the show this morning, Radio X, I imagine you're a huge fan anyway, Chris Moyles Show.
Massive.
Yeah. Lovely. What's your best bit of the show? Just all of it.
Chris Moyles.
Rather than shutting the story down immediately, Hardy leaned into the absurdity just enough to keep everyone guessing.
They spotted you on Barry Island.
Keep you going.
And apparently, you were on the ghost train, is that true? I
don't know.
Okay, because I've been on the ghost train. It's one of the scariest.
Hang on a minute.
One of the scariest.
It's brought it back to me.
Up to this point, everything had stayed comfortably in joke territory. Then Byrne tried one more question, and the mood changed almost instantly.
Have you weaned yourself off the two-penny machine?
Don't talk about that.
No, it's fine.
You can actually hear the realization hit before anyone says another word. Byrne knows immediately that he pushed a little too far.
I don't want to
That's
pry.
none of your business.
I don't want to pry, Tom. Do you know what I mean?
Then don't. Next question.
He's toying with you.
Oh, he's
playing with you, Tom.
Hey, we're warming him up.
He's playing with you.
It lasted less than half a minute, but that's exactly why the moment stuck. Hardy never argued, never raised his voice, and never needed a long explanation. One short response completely changed the energy in the room.
Next question.
He's toying with you.
Oh, he's
playing with you, Tom.
Hey, we're warming him
He's
up.
playing with you.
You got told off for slating the Barry Island.
Don't upset the Barry Island man who works the ghost machine.
The I'm Funny Venom interview. In October 2018, Tom Hardy and Riz Ahmed sat down with entertainment host Mark S. Allen to promote Venom. At first, it was a typical press interview, with everyone discussing the film and Hardy's role.
Your director's leaning on you to bring some comedic moments that we haven't exactly seen you do before.
You mean I'm not funny?
I think you're extremely funny. I just haven't seen it on camera.
But then a casual observation from Allen changed the entire direction of the conversation.
Well, you laid it out there, so I'll go ahead and say this.
You're not funny.
Hardy could have simply laughed and moved on. Instead, he decided to challenge the idea completely.
You are very funny.
Thank you.
Just know when you're trying to be.
All right, bud.
I've never seen you in movies be funny.
Oh, thanks.
What followed was a strange back and forth, where nobody was quite sure if Hardy was joking, serious, or somehow doing both at the same time.
No, I mean, your characters aren't funny.
That's okay, buddy. That's cool.
Allen tried to bring the conversation back to normal, but the awkward energy had already taken over.
It's good to see you, too.
You too.
You too.
I'm a professional. I've been doing this for a quarter century, going all over the world to talk to people, but I still kind of fanboy out a little bit about this movie.
Even Hardy seemed to lean into the unusual moment, turning a simple interview question into something much harder to read.
It's that good.
Oh,
Do
great.
you two fanboy out? Like, do you get on set and go, oh, I loved you in the Batman movie, and you say, I loved you in Rogue One, or none of that?
No.
No, never.
No, we're British.
Yeah, we
There's
barely
British
make eye
sensibilities.
contact, to be honest, yeah.
Sitting beside him, Riz Ahmed became the perfect counterbalance.
It's in silence, that transaction.
Yeah, yeah, we mainly deal with passive aggression. That's how
Yeah.
we show affection in the UK.
That's so true.
But the conversation eventually moved beyond the joke and into something that revealed how Hardy approaches acting and working with others.
Part on set, because you're supposed to have a little bit of...
I don't know. I go back and forth on that. I mean, I think sometimes you can't force that, I think, necessarily, but I think sometimes the characters and the relationships you've got in a film.
Both actors described how relationships between performers can naturally develop during a project without trying to force anything.
That ends up replicating on set.
No, that's
sometimes
not,
it
but
does.
It's not nice for that.
No, I said sometimes it does, but I says I don't think you should try and ever force that.
Right.
And actually, I think it replicates for me, not so much when you're like got an antagonistic relationship with someone, but more when you've got a close relationship with someone.
For Hardy, the best performances come from trust rather than creating unnecessary tension behind the scene.
But yeah, I don't really push that envelope too hard of like, oh, I've got to hate this person, so we're gonna like.
You limit your options.
Yeah.
You harvest a greater an abundance of options. The more pleasure
more
you
love
can
you
have
lay
together,
in,
the more love
you
you lay
know?
down. I mean, the bigger, the better the team. For me, I think is the more you can trust.
And that's what made this interview so interesting. The conversation kept moving between genuine discussion and a moment that nobody could fully decode.
Closes you off,
Evolution of
isn't
that.
it? Yeah, antagonism
You just-
is like tension. It's like closes you off, whereas like embracing stuff is like open.
And you can
have
still
options.
reflect the antagonism in your work by being open, because you can choose on your smorgasbord between the two partners
yeah.
of like where you want to play and how you want to play.
Years later, viewers were still debating the same question. Was Hardy actually annoyed, or was this just one of his driest performances outside of a movie?
You are very funny.
Thank you.
Just know when you're trying to be.
All right, bud.
Either way, the moment worked because Hardy never gave the audience an obvious answer. He simply stayed completely committed to the bit or the reaction until the very end.
Oh, each to their
This is
own.
like the opposite of that Joe Pesci Goodfellas scene.
Yeah.
You're not funny. You mean I'm not here to amuse you?
The Venom 2 Brief Answers interview. In September 2021, Tom Hardy joined Collider for a virtual interview alongside director Andy Serkis to promote Venom, Let There Be Carnage. It was supposed to be a normal press conversation until something else on screen started demanding attention.
Actually, I'll be honest with you, I could interview, if Blue could talk, I would push you out of the frame and just talk to Blue.
He's kind of low maintenance as well. He's just picking up anything that's going on.
Almost immediately, the interview developed its own unexpected co-star. While Hardy was answering questions, his dogs became part of the conversation, changing the entire energy of the interview. The more the interviewer tried to focus on the movie, the more obvious it became that Hardy was sharing the spotlight with someone who had no interest in the interview at all.
Blue's kind of behind the scenes, you know.
Yeah.
He operates behind the camera mainly, and
occasionally good Venom reference.
And that is what made the interview so memorable. Hardy wasn't trying to create a funny moment. He was simply reacting naturally to what was happening around him.
So jumping into why I actually get to talk to you guys both know I'm big fans of both of your work. So thank you for giving me your time. Tom, this is your first time getting a writing credit on a movie, I believe. And what does that mean to you?
The conversation eventually turned toward Hardy's connection with dogs, and that is where the interview became less about promotion and more about seeing a completely different side of him.
part of the family of just in the collaboration of being invested within being responsible to tell the story, you know. So it's not far from what I do anyway as an actor.
Even when discussing his career, Hardy kept bringing the attention back to the dogs beside him, making the interview feel more like a casual conversation than a press obligation.
not dissimilar to what I was doing on Taboo and stuff that I do anyway as an actor now. I guess somebody said, yeah, you give me a bit of a credit for it, but there's not much of a change for me.
The strange combination of short answers, random interruptions, and genuine affection for his pets turned a routine promotional interview into something people actually remembered.
The apartment fight scene, just towards the beginning of the film. If you could each maybe talk a little bit about filming that sequence and maybe talk about what fans would be surprised to learn about making something like that.
It's in two parts, I think, largely. It starts in a bathroom off a mirror.
By the end, Hardy was no longer just answering questions about acting. The interview had become a completely different kind of interaction, with the dogs quietly becoming the biggest part of it.
Where Venom appears by the couch, and then they have a tete-a-tete moment where they discuss openly. They have a have-at-you argument. It's a verbal, a kitchen sink drama, if you like. A look back in anger.
And even when the questions became completely unexpected, Hardy stayed in the same relaxed, unpredictable mode that made the whole interview work. It was a small press moment, but it captured something that appears throughout Hardy's interviews. He rarely performs the version of himself people expect, and sometimes the things happening around him become more interesting than the interview itself.
Be amongst those elements. Do you know what I mean? The acting bit is kind of earpiece talking to myself with the sound underneath firing in across my lines so that we can...
The No Acknowledgement, BBC Radio 1 interview. In October 2024, Tom Hardy joined BBC Radio 1 film critic Ali Plum. But before the interview even started, Hardy had already brought along someone who would quietly become the biggest part of the conversation.
I'm surprised you saw him there.
Didn't take my camo is amazing, I've got to say. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, sit there.
Come on, be good.
Sit.
By the way, I absolutely love that there's been no acknowledgement.
Of who?
What made the moment funny was that Hardy never treated the dog like a guest or a distraction. Blue was simply there, sitting beside him, while Hardy carried on like nothing unusual was happening.
You or the dog? That's very passive-aggressive, man.
Eventually, Plum pointed out the obvious. A dog was sitting right there, and somehow Hardy had barely acknowledged it.
So, hello.
Absolutely no one bowed.
So nice to see
really
you.
Clear.
No one threw you
no
grapes.
One.
No grapes. No bunch of flowers.
You didn't fan me.
No red carpet. So sorry, man. You should have told us you were coming.
Hardy's response was exactly what made the moment work. Instead of explaining himself, he treated the situation with the same dry humor that defines so many of his interviews.
And without giving away spoilers, at one point you get peed on, and then you jump into a very nice suit.
I do. See, which just goes to show, doesn't it? Not everybody that pees on you is your enemy. Not everybody who pulls you out the pee is your friend.
By the end of the interview, the dynamic had completely shifted. What started as a movie interview had quietly turned into a conversation where everyone was paying attention to the dog.
It's very wise. I'll leave you with this very silly question from my very stupid friend Jamie.
Where was your red carpet?
Where?
And the grapes.
Where were the grapes for me?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, where's my attention? You agree?
It was a small moment, but it captured something that repeatedly appears in Hardy's press appearances. He rarely tries to perform the expected celebrity version of himself, even when cameras are rolling.
You taught the dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah. All their moves?
Yes.
Yeah. How to bite a croc, all that stuff?
Yeah, that was all me.
God, you're very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can we finally get some attention and love for Tom Hardy?
Please.
Please.
Whether it's a reporter asking questions or a dog sitting beside him, Hardy somehow finds a way to make the unexpected part of the interview the thing people remember.
But I think the point being is that we wanted to show that not all heroes wear capes, and I think Eddie Brock is the kind of super hero who's versatile and adaptable enough to wear terrible footwear and have really bad.
That is really the thing about Tom Hardy. He is not rude just for the sake of it, and he is not trying to start fights with journalists. He simply refuses to fake enthusiasm he does not feel, and he will not answer a question just because a camera happens to be pointed at him. Whether you find that refreshing or frustrating probably depends on what you expect from a movie star. What makes him different from a lot of actors who avoid the press is that he is not hiding. He shows up. He just shows up on his own terms, and he lets the work speak louder than the interview ever could. That is probably why, even when he shuts a reporter down, most people come away liking him more, not less. If you want to see the full interviews these moments came from, they are linked below. Let us know in the comments which reaction was your favorite and which actor you want us to cover next.